Hi, I'm Charlie Hoeveler. Very proud to be a sponsor of the Generation Gap tournament and have been sort of on the ground floor of this tournament working with Amy and Jeff Healy, conceiving this format and helping execute what I think is just a phenomenal tennis concept, because it's a unique opportunity for young and old to get together, to share experiences, to compete, to have fun, and it really emphasizes the amazing lifetime benefits of the great game of tennis. We'll be even happier when the seniors show up a little bit more aggressively versus the juniors. Last year, we really sort of got our behinds kicked by these very precocious young players. So we have made a full year commitment on the senior side to level the competition this year and hopefully come out with a victory. And I think it's going to be a great event again. Thanks to Stanford for letting us use their great facilities. USDA NorCal. The format will be a little different this year, but it's basically seniors versus juniors for half of the event, and they'll probably combine generations later in the afternoon.
Why did you think it was a good idea for the U.S. sports camps to get involved and be the title sponsor for that event?
Well, the philosophy of U.S. sports camps is, and the Nike tennis camps, is that tennis is the greatest lifetime game you can play. It's a source of great exercise and physical conditioning and mental alertness, and the social aspects are also very compelling in terms of the friendships you make, the relationships you have with the other tennis players. And so what we try to do at our camps is give kids, primarily kids, we do have some adult camps, but primarily kids, and we have over 11,000 every summer, come to camp, get great fundamentals, and get inspired to be tennis players for life. And the fact that we have juniors versus seniors shows that it is in fact a lifetime game. These seniors, and I'm one of them, I've been playing the game now for 56 years. I started when I was 12, so now you know how old I am. But lifetime benefits of this great sport, and you can search high and low for all kinds of sports, and you won't find a better one than tennis. It's been a huge influence on my life. This GenGap totally reinforces the philosophy of the camps. You know, make a commitment early to learn the game, to enjoy the game, and you'll have a friend for life. That's what we talk about.
And so when you think about adults and juniors playing together, from your point of view, what are the benefits of having those two generations mix?
Well, I think one of the things that happens, unfortunately, is that we as tennis players, both seniors and juniors, can get a little bit insular. You know, we'll sort of play our own junior tournaments or senior tournaments, and we'll work out with people our own age, and we don't get together on court, and the juniors don't see a lot of aspects of tennis game, of the game, the competitive side of the game that seniors can offer. And seniors a lot of times don't get the chance to interact and play with juniors and see how they play and what they can learn from their games. So, I mean, last year was amazing. It was different than almost any tournament because there were no issues on line calls, and it was just a great friendly spirit, even though we were all competing hard to win some points for our team. So it's a great format to put the generations together. And I hope that some of the other sections, the USTA sections, would pick up on this.
Okay, and so some people have talked about mentoring the juniors. Some juniors have talked about being able to adapt to some games height. Do you see that way, or do you have any other point of view on that?
Well, I think the seniors are in a great position to be mentors. One, just by example, I think the juniors come out and they look at us and we'll look a little old and withered and beat down, but we get on court and we can move around a little bit and hit shots. And I know there were a number of cases where the seniors and the juniors sat down after the match and talked about things. I know the seniors were always really interested about what the juniors' goals were, or whether they might want to go to college, or if they were going to turn pro. And I know that there were a couple of juniors I sat down with that I had heard about, and they were incredibly friendly. And they did, want to be mentored a little bit, get a little bit of advice. Not so much about how to play, but, as far as their tennis future and how to structure that. So it was a great opportunity for many of us older guys to have that relationship.
And then also growing up, have you been able to play adults, or how was it like for you? Either tournaments and practice.
Well, not a lot. Not as much as it would have been beneficial to do. I actually had a mentor who was 5 years older than I, and he sort of took me under his wing, and that's how I got really going in the sport.
And do you think, looking ahead a little bit with, the USTA is talking about pushing to get the next, top 100 or top 50, do you see that being beneficial for trying to get the next American on the ATP Tour or WTA Tour?
I'd love to see it. I think for the health of the game, I think the game actually is very strong here in the U.S., even without, say, a world champion or Grand Slam champion in men's. Of course, we have them in women's with Serena, and I think the game is very strong. The growth in league tennis has been terrific. That's another great outlet, and it's another great way to incorporate lots of people into tennis. And the USTA leagues are terrific. And then, of course, the Grand Slams are as popular as ever. And I think, the clubs are doing pretty well. The junior tournaments seem to be well subscribed. So overall, the game itself, I think, is very healthy and certainly captures the imagination of a worldwide audience when you look at the French Open, which is going on now, or Wimbledon, or Australian, whatever. So I'm sort of excited about that.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Charlie. We really appreciate your time, and we'll see you at Stanford.
Thank you, Milan.